And we are off. Sorry for the shaking there, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Incredible Awesome Show. I am your host, the humblest motherfucker on the planet, Scott Jargello. And, of course, our guests today, Tom and Jerry.
That's me.
I didn't even realize that. And today's topic, of course, this is great. Our topic today is movies. We're going to try to cover everything from the obscure to blockbusters, classics, and everything in between. That's the plan. We may have to go to 2 shows for this, guys. There's a lot of material here.
Yeah.
All right. And as always, in front of us, we have the gauntlet, the hot sauce gauntlet. And since we are from Buffalo, we did start it off again with Frank's hot sauce, followed by Sriracha, Hippy Dippy Green, Patio's Potion, which is a little bit of a garlic onion sauce, Chiba Gold, Los Calientes, Kalohi Kid, Garlic Reaper, the Evil Da Bomb, and Hellfire. Fear this. So don't be nervous. You know, we're just going to do what we can, and if it gets a little too much, you know. So if you want to start, we'll grab our Frank's hot sauce and get started.
Which one? All the way to the right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is literally my first taste of hot sauce ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Frank's.
Oh yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, Frank's on a scale of hot sauces is about as low as you can get. It's
good.
It's 450 Scoville units. They have hot sauces in the 2 million range currently.
That's really good.
So
I never.
It's got a good taste.
there's yeah, we all grow. I mean,
The classic Buffalo.
it is. All right.
Chopping also.
So first thing I'd like to talk about is obscure movies.
Sure.
We've all seen a few of them. Okay. Some of the ones I listed down here, and we can go over them, but the original Westworld, some people, Thomas, did not even know that wasn't original.
Didn't even know it was.
You got me that for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's right, I did. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh,
And the original Death Race 2000.
And I still have that, dude. I don't have the Westworld anymore. But I got the Death Ray. That's a good movie.
There was an original Rollerball with James Caan.
Yes, absolutely.
Rollerball released in 1975, one of my all-time favorites. Westworld, it was actually released in 1973, so it's been a few years.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yep.
There was The Warriors.
Yeah, I love that.
79, right?
79, yeah, good, yeah. It was 1979. Oh, and also in that same year, another movie in that kind of same genre, which I loved as well, was a completely different type of movie, but The Wanderers was also 1979.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
You gotta check that one out. Yeah.
Yeah, The Wanderers
It was
is...
more of a movie than it was the other one.
Yeah, yes, yeah. The Wanderers was more about ethnic gangs in New York City, and then every ethnicity had a gang,
Yeah.
except for what they were called? Well, there's 2 gangs that had no ethnicity, but the Folsom Street Baldies
Okay. Yeah.
and was it the Ducky Boys?
Boys.
The Ducky Boys.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
See, now that's what I'm talking about. What's your most favorite obscure movie?
Right. And that's very obscure. I mean, they didn't even have good copies.
Obscure, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, what would have to be your favorite?
I don't know. You mentioned a couple right there.
I mean, they're great.
Yeah, you know.
If I had to say favorite obscure movie, it would be Emperor of the North with Lee Marvin and Ernest Borgnine. It's a Robert Altman movie.
I seen it, but I mean I've seen the cover of it, but I didn't watch that.
It's a
movie.
hobo movie.
Is
Up in
it?
Trains, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
For me, it's Starship Troopers.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
It's a little
All right, we're gonna move on real quick to Sriracha because we're gonna start talking about Starship Troopers and what I loved about that movie.
Okay, so this is sriracha. Never had sriracha before.
Sriracha's got a cool flavor to it.
Love chili. Oh yeah, it's good.
You know, you're gonna notice all of these have a certain flavor. They're not here just to burn your mouth off.
Right.
You know, if you like certain things, if you like green salsa, if you like mustard, if you might like some better than the others, but
Even that was really hot for me.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm such a baby with spice.
well,
yeah.
that's all right, man. You can
We'll
handle
get
it.
there. Yeah.
The thing I loved about Starship Troopers, and now this is another obscure movie back from when we were kids. I'm going to see when this one came out. Hang on. So it came out in 1980. it had the same kind of thing was Flash Gordon. If you guys remember Flash
now
Gordon in
that-
1980,
That
Like
might,
Queen is the same.
yes, absolutely.
Um,
That's pretty-
it was made to look cheesy on purpose.
Yes.
Some people are like, "Oh my god, it was such a cheesy movie." It's like then they did their job.
Yeah, because they wanted to do like more of a comic book
Yes. Yeah.
on film.
And with Starship,
And I think they did it. They hit it out of the park.
it was completely hit out of the
And
park.
with the music,
Oh, that was
yeah.
great.
And a lot of the things that have become cliches now weren't cliches really back then. You know.
No.
So,
With Starship Troopers, it was the 1960s version of what the future would look like.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because you're always wondering, did the bugs start that war like they said, or did we mess with the bugs
Right.
and get them to come after us?
right?
You
Yeah,
know?
I haven't seen that in so long.
Any idea? What do you think? The bugs or us?
Knowing what we're like now,
I mean, think about it.
I wouldn't throw it past
Yeah.
it being way us.
I know. Now you're talking. Now we're not going to get into conspiracy theories, but
No.
in that movie there could have been a big conspiracy theory because I don't know if you remember, but when Buenos Aires gets hit by the whatever that is that the bugs shoot, we had the chance to stop it and they let it go. Do you guys remember that scene?
No.
The space station watched it go by,
Watched it go by.
and it went right by one of our defense centers and hit Buenos Aires, causing millions of deaths.
Yeah.
And then the entire planet joined the army and went to fight the
Yeah.
bugs.
So that's a false flag alien invasion.
You know. All right, we're gonna move on to Patio's Potion,
Yeah.
and the next. I know we touched on them briefly, but we didn't really get into it. Was because I know we've all seen this one, and it is hard to not because there's lines from the movie that we can all remember, but the Warriors.
Yeah. The Warriors. Oh yeah. Warriors.
Come out to
Did
play.
you know? Do you know that what you just said right now, which everybody knows that
Right.
iconic line? Do you know he freelanced that?
Really?
No.
Yes.
Free-
When he
no.
was a young kid and in an early teen, he had kids in his neighborhood that would taunt him, and he was picked on. That
Oh, really?
guy, that actor, and they used to sit outside of his bedroom window and taunt him to come out.
Oh, that's right. I
And
did
he
see
had,
that.
and he would, yeah, and he was,
Yep.
and I guess he was kind of a scrappy type of guy.
Yeah.
So the reason why they would do that, taunt him, he'd come out.
Oh.
He'd get lumped up sometimes, or a lot of times. But he tried to take a couple of these guys down with him. But he remembered that.
And that's how they called him?
Yeah, so when the director said, we're going to try a couple different things, which a lot of great directors do.
Yeah, they do more
say,
than one.
"Pull it," and so he did that. And I
Just the
believe he did
bottles
with the
clinking
bottles,
together.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So-
That was pretty cool.
Warriors,
Yeah, very cool.
come out to play.
I'll tell you,
My stomach's actually on fire. Like it's got like a nice warmth going. I just took a shot.
wasn't in that movie when they first get to that girl? No.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't there kind of like a underlying like, what are we gonna do with this girl?
Well,
And like it almost seemed like they almost were gonna, we're gonna take a train on this girl,
Oh my
which
God.
really was not really appropriate.
she was part of, and I don't know if she was related to. It looked like she was the sister of the leader of that orphan gang
Yeah.
that nobody really knew of, and they weren't big enough to even be invited to the big,
Yeah.
hoopla. So she was somehow related to the orphans.
Yeah.
And she wanted bigger, and for her in
Right.
her world, in her life, when I was watching, is
Right.
that the Warriors were the next step up. Like
Right.
they were invited to this big gathering.
Right,
Everybody wanted to,
Yeah.
get them. So she,
Right.
they were famous, and in her world, that was, that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
Um,
the Warriors the Can You Dig It, or is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Escape from New York?
And that was the Riffs.
That's
Yeah.
Warriors. Okay.
The Riffs were the biggest gang in the city
Yeah.
that were trying to organize the gangs
That's
to
right.
fight
He
the
said,
cops.
we all work together.
Yeah,
That was a good premise.
Yeah, it was, man.
And now it's a reality. Escape from New York.
Can
But-
you dig it? Which I didn't even have listed. Which because is Escape from New York an obscure movie?
No.
I know Escape from L.A. is. That was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't
still-
know.
was
I don't
like-
even think I ever watched it because I know it's horrible.
Oh gosh,
Let's make some money.
he was
Yeah.
he was
I love
he was
John Carpenter. I
surfing
love him.
surfing the typhoon.
Mm-hmm.
it was too much.
I remember you telling me that.
It was too much.
And he's one of my favorite directors.
Yeah.
But
Like, what was the one with Mars?
oh God.
It wasn't Escape
Mission from Mars.
That was,
Mission from Mars.
that was great. I mean, that was a good.
I didn't see that. I have it on VHS and never watched it. But I
Yeah.
know it's a John Carpenter, so that's why I bought it.
But my favorite John Carpenter
Starman.
movie is Vampires.
Vampires. Oh, I love it.
The book.
You like that better than They Live? Freaking.
Oh no
Big
no no no
Trouble
no
in
no
Little
no no no!
China.
Big Trouble
Thing.
Little no. Yes, The Thing. Yes. Big Trouble Little China. No way.
Really? Oh,
that was the best. That was Big Trouble Little China. Come on.
Mhm.
That is such a great movie.
That's great.
This, that's funny. This phone
Every
it
time?
rings at about this time every
There
day.
you
Yeah, Big Trouble. I forgot about that. That was his
Okay.
film. It was
Yeah.
now that is a great obscure movie.
Oh yeah.
How you guys holding up, man?
Dude, I literally feel like warm throughout my whole body.
How you doing, Tommy?
Good.
Now this next one,
Surprised.
okay, and this next one that you're about to eat is a mustard base. It's
Okay.
very mustardy.
Hate mustard.
Oh
There we
well,
go.
you might not
There
like
we
the
go.
taste of this one,
Yeah.
because you can definitely taste the mustard. After that, we're moving on to everybody's favorite hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
I want to say
Oh my god.
your dad bought a bottle of this 3 days ago, and he's already 3/4 of the way done with it.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Shiba
crazy.
Gold is not for everybody.
All these have tasted pretty good.
Yeah, they've got a taste to them.
Yeah.
It's true. It's not just. That's what that's what I thought it was going to be.
It's all
Just all
Plain.
about the hot,
Yeah,
not about
plain.
the taste. And this
But-
has got some taste to it.
right.
Yeah.
The next one, so does the. I'm telling you that when I smelled Kolohi, I almost said I'm not doing it.
Right.
But then everyone's like, come on, it's in the middle.
You smelled it and you thought it was hot.
I didn't. The smell of because I've had that smell before in my career,
Okay.
and I remember not liking that taste from that pepper, whatever kind of pepper it was.
Gotcha.
But I'll admit, it surprised me and tasted better than I thought it would, and it's not bad. It's not my favorite sauce, but it's definitely not. I should have tasted it before I judged it.
Right.
Well,
And-
we're about halfway. Are you about halfway?
Are you keeping up with this?
No, I'm saying with your.
Oh,
questions.
yeah. We're.
I don't
I got so much to go on, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even touch on classics. I mean, and when you talk about classics, classic movies, I mean, of course, you think of the Orson Welles and Citizen
Oh,
Kane.
love
You
him.
think of
Lady from
Humphrey
Shanghai.
Bogart,
Yeah,
Casablanca,
Maltese
Melted.
Falcon.
Yeah. Not Night. I was gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street.
Hitchcock?
The Hitchcock movies.
Yeah.
A Miracle on 34th Street is what I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Right.
Right.
But then, do you count the Mummy, the
Oh,
original
yeah, right,
Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Right?
Those are classics.
Absolutely. Universal classic work.
One of the most recent ones that I've seen, and we'll talk about. Hopefully, you guys have seen it. The Bride of Frankenstein,
Oh, I love that. But are you talking the old one?
the
old
original.
Universal?
The original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Now, in that original Bride of Frankenstein movie, do you know how long the Bride of Frankenstein is in the movie?
Isn't she like right at the end or something?
Probably less than a minute. God, what is the name of that show that was on like local cable? The guy was in a Fanguli. Love it.
Offbeat Cinema.
Yes,
Fanguli,
yes,
love
he
all
was
that.
fantastic. Shout out to Fanguli. Good,
Yeah,
that was a great.
Fanguli.
So that's where I watched The Bride of Frankenstein on.
He's great. He really puts a lot of effort in his shows, man. He makes a song for every episode.
And yeah, and the thing about The Bride of Frankenstein, it was back in, I want to say, had to be the late 60s, early 70s at the most, maybe.
Yeah.
It could have been before, but
Yeah.
the special effects they used on that film were no one had ever seen them before. That movie was so talked about because they actually they were able to make miniature people on screen.
Oh, really?
One of the scenes, the professor was trying to get Frankenstein to allow him to help, and he's like, "Well, what do you bring to the table, basically?" So he brings him to his lab, and he has all these things covered on his table, and when he lifts off the cover, they're little people in jars.
Oh.
And
They're
that's
moving?
they're moving and talking, and one was a king, one was a queen, one was a joker,
Right.
one was a muscle man, one was a little baby who happened to be an actual. I know he was a little person, very famous at the time. It was his first on-screen appearance.
Yeah.
But Billy, in our childhood, he was the biggest
Yes.
actor.
I
Yes.
recognize him myself.
Yes,
Yes, you
he was in
definitely would.
he was in
Yes.
Willow. He
Yes.
was in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was in so much.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was his first. But the fun, they actually cut his scene out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was playing a baby, and they thought it was inappropriate.
Yeah.
But that was, and then the destruction of the castle at the end.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
God.
Classic. Yeah. I love Claude Rains as the Invisible Man. I love him.
See, another classic, right?
Yeah.
Or what's the other one?
The
The Wolfman. with,
the
Bela
Wolfman.
Lugosi. Was it Bela Lugosi? No, not Bela Lugosi.
the scene with the gypsy.
What's that guy's name? Did the Wolfman?
Oh
God.
It wasn't Bela Lugosi. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What's his name? I
Bela
like
Lugosi was Frankenstein.
Dracula.
Yes,
And then Wolfman was freaking Lon Chaney.
Boris Karloff.
Lon Chaney. Or was it Boris Karloff?
No, Boris Karloff was Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Now we're
Lon
getting them all
Chaney-
confused.
Lon Chaney Jr. did Wolfman. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So because they were all big. I mean, it just
Yeah.
iconic roles,
Oh, yeah.
right?
But see, Abbott and Costello meet the
Meet the
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite Universal horrors. Just 'cause it's so-
Yeah.
That is good too.
Yeah.
I mean, is that classic? I think it's classic now,
It's
right?
classic.
Why not?
Yeah. Are you guys ready to taste the most popular sauce in the mart?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Los Calientes is next.
What I got to lose here? No, man. All right.
That's good, huh? I mean, just so you guys know, you've gone from 450 on the Scoville scale to 1,800, 2,300, 8,800, 25,000, 31,000. I mean, it feels like,
Yeah.
I mean, you could taste a little heat.
Right.
This isn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. I'm sure we'll get there. I'm sure we'll get
Yeah.
to as bad as I thought it would be. But
Yeah.
right now it's
Yeah, we had, I mean, you guys have seen the first show. There was talk of quitting after the Garlic Reaper, but they pushed on.
Did we get there yet?
No.
Oh no.
That being the case. Again, I agree. Horror films, classic horror films are counting. Have you guys either one of you seen Citizen Kane?
Oh yeah. I love
Because-
horror films. I collect the movies.
It is correct. I remember that.
Yeah.
It is said to be the best film ever made.
Yeah.
That's what.
I think it's definitely up there, man.
Right.
It's certainly like if you're talking film chops, you know, just the
Yeah.
technical skill that he put together with lighting and everything. I mean, he made shots that nobody had ever done before.
The
in that.
story itself.
They would put like a sheet of nylon or fabric or whatever, and they would make the ceiling. You could see the ceiling, and no movies ever did that before. Like this, the certain angles and shots, he invented those. Like
For
many
me,
reasons, you know.
all those things made it. I had to see
Yeah,
it.
the acting
I
was
had
good.
to see it because
Right.
they said so much about it.
Yeah.
So,
Story's just epic, and it's
he was the first character that, to me, you wanted to root for this guy, but he was just like so.
he's a bastard, man.
Was he self-destructive though?
Self-destructive and just money just corrupts him, you know.
Yeah, and then it's like you feel bad for him at the
Yeah.
end because he had nothing but he had everything,
Right.
and it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you a classic movie. I was like,
Yeah.
I watched it because everyone said it was fantastic. I don't know. I know it's a classic love story, but Casablanca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Humphrey Bogart, and I'm not a huge fan of Casablanca. I much prefer Maltese Falcon or like any of his other, Robert Chandler.
Did you see any
Raymond Chandler.
any of the behind the scenes what they had to do because of was it what's her name? Oh my God.
Lauren Bacall, was she in that?
No. Was the girl in that movie?
That was
God. Oh, you're right. Maybe it was. But he had to wear like 8-inch blocks on his shoes
Really?
to
He's
be
so short?
tall enough to kiss her.
Yeah.
In that scene at the end where
Right.
they're standing in front of each other because he was like a good 3 inches shorter than her.
Wow.
We're about to hop into Kalohi Kid. Now the Kalohi Kid is Hawaiian. It's a fantastic pepper growing region of the world, Hawaii, and these Kalohi is a Hawaiian slang term for mischievous. So they're saying here this is a mischievous kid.
I honestly don't know how I've gotten this far already. I really did not think. I thought I was going to tap out after Frank's.
This one is not my favorite, but
Yeah,
again,
just looking at it, it looks mean.
it is.
The smell,
mischievous.
everything.
This is going to be the first
Oh,
one I
good
need
God.
water.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
That's
God.
a hot one. That's how.
If you get past this one, we're back in a much better flavor. The next one has a great flavor. I'm not gonna lie.
That seemed to be a jump to me.
Yeah.
That was-
And I'm not.
Yeah, that was
and again,
wow.
it wasn't the heat. It's the flavor of this pepper. It's not my favorite.
Okay.
Okay. What about westerns?
Oh, I love westerns. I love them.
Classics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you got.
I'll be honest. If it's a western, I'll go the other way.
Oh, really?
I'm not a big western.
I
guy.
just
Yeah.
seen
There's some
a
really
western
great-
movie that I had never heard of, which is crazy because I mean, how long? You know, replay after replay, True
Yeah.
Grit. You've seen it. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, you know.
Sergio Leone.
I want to say it was called The Range, and it starred Kevin Costner. He wasn't the main guy. I mean, he
Kevin
was.
Costner arguably should never be the main guy.
Yeah. I agree.
No, he
Man, dude, that thing's hot.
Kevin.
It's a good western.
See,
I love westerns, and I'm like having a hard time pulling up my favorites. Like, it's
Really?
ridiculous. Yeah, I'm having a hard
it's
time.
because the hot sauce is messing with your brain a little bit.
Like, 'cause there's like, I know I'm forgetting.
The Outlaw
like,
Josie Wales.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that movie was dark,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. And you know what's the one everybody loves? Tombstone.
Oh, I do love it. I
That's
do
so
love
great.
Tombstone.
So great.
But
Bad Day at Black Rock. You ever see that one?
which one?
Bad Day at Black Rock.
No.
Oh, okay. That's another Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine.
See, that'd be a great. That's a class. That's two classic actors.
Yeah.
So
And
great.
I know it's not a classic, but there was another new movie that came out, and the bad guy of all people was John Cusack,
Really?
and he played an awesome bad
Really?
guy.
Dude, that last one is still
So
on
kicking
top.
in there.
Yeah. Which I'm.
See,
shocked.
it's surprising what you. I mean, I know it's hot, and it's
Yeah.
still going to
I
stick
feel
with
like I
you.
need to like go and like if I ran like 3 laps or something around the building, I feel like I'd burn it off.
All right, now there's going to be a little jump to the next one. Again,
Okay.
everybody loves the flavor of this one.
Yes.
I should have brought more almond milk.
Yeah. Now, Jerry, this is a jump.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
flavor to this one. I'm not going to lie. This is the biggest jump there is, and then the next jump's nowhere near this.
I'm honestly scared.
Yeah, and this one's the biggest jump. It is.
All right. Yeah, well,
There is no lying, no getting around it.
Oh yeah. See what happens there is
It gets you in the
you
back.
do
Oh,
you
my.
do what they say don't do is have a little water and that just like floods everything all over the place.
Oh my god. I forgot how hot that one was.
Yeah,
But
once you swallow it, it gets way worse.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Seems like the less you have on your tongue, the more it gets you.
Okay.
Bring another
So for those of you who
rag.
can't see me, I'm also doing this challenge along with the gentlemen that are on camera. And so if I stop talking for a second, I'm just trying to get a drink of water here. So, Jer, is this probably the hottest thing you've ever eaten in your life?
That right there is.
That's an
5 minutes ago, this was the hottest thing I ever eaten. Oh my god. Woo. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh.
Now, Anthony, he got through it. I thought he liked hot sauces, but again, I don't think he had a lot of experience with the hot sauces
Yeah.
other than
I thought he
friends.
would. You know?
Oh, he did it. He did it all the way to the end.
I might have to tap out of there.
I got it. Yeah, no, that's what Sammy said, but
Yeah,
he ended up
did
doing
he
it.
get
on his video.
Did Sam tap out? Or
He did
No.
not. He waited a bit and then he.
Once it went away, because it does go away, and it goes away like that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
does.
It's
I
already
don't.
started to subside.
Yeah. The bomb takes a little longer to go away, but it does. When it goes away, and again, it happens like that. It's weird. Like you're on fire, and then it just stopped. It's like
Yeah.
The skin on my lips is burning.
because even when I was talking to them guys about going further, I said, you know, you can tap out if you want. You don't have, you know. And then all of a sudden he's like, it's over. And then they, you know, your dad was like, it's over. Yeah, it's weird. What just happened? Like I don't know. Like is it coming back? I don't know. What? All right, I think we're doing pretty good with these movies here, guys. What do you guys think? I got a couple specifics I want to talk about. we're gonna get away from the classics for a second, and I have some questions I want to ask you guys about Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them have you seen?
All of them.
Every one of them.
Probably have seen them all. Probably have.
Including that train wreck of the last one.
That was my point. Did the last one ruin the franchise?
Aren't they redoing it?
Oh, God, I hope
honestly,
so.
I think who did that? Steven Spielberg. I think Steven Spielberg ruined the franchise by starting them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know if y'all know about that one scene where Indy and that girl like is alluded to that they had a relationship. And
Yes,
she was, like,
yeah,
11
yeah.
years old at the time or something like that. So George Lucas or Steven Spielberg, did they both work on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they both like actually purposefully made him a pedophile. You know what I mean?
Well,
why would they do that?
I don't know if they did it.
No, they did. I can show you. I'll show you. Know.
That
We'll flip back.
Okay.
The head of the Baldies. What was up with that whole thing?
Wow.
The Baldies.
We hopped back.
Well, we hopped way back. All right, hang on, guys. We're going back to Hippie Green here, guys. That's the third hot sauce. Okay, let's go. What about the Wanderers?
He had that girlfriend.
Oh
that was
gosh,
like a
yes,
child.
yeah. What I think they wanted to do is, and this is just what I thought of when I saw it, was he was so big, and to make him even look bigger,
Maybe.
they got the tiniest girl you ever
Oh,
saw
my
to
goodness.
play his girlfriend, and now she was. They were all in high school.
Supposedly.
All of them were supposed to be in high school at the time.
Right.
They were all adults. Like that happened. Like
They
Grease,
gotta
the
do it.
cast of Grease.
Right.
John Travolta was in high school. Come on,
Sometimes
Rizzo.
it's so
I think
laughable.
Rizzo was 38 years old when she made that movie. You know,
Yeah.
no,
Like
no,
that
I know that's
Steve
not her
Buscemi
real
meme.
name, huh?
It's like that Steve Buscemi meme where he's got the skateboard. Hey, fellow kids.
Yeah,
And then so he's like 55.
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that is true on that.
Yeah.
All right, now fast forward to the Garlic Reaper.
Dude, I can't.
The first Indiana Jones movie had to be one of the best movies I'd ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was.
I did love him.
I remember when they put that out on Universal Studios. It became a ride or an attraction.
Do you remember when we all went down to Florida? I was
Yes.
in it. Remember they
Yes,
people from the
yes, yeah, it was incredible. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and it was deserved. It was one of the best movies I ever
Yeah.
saw. The adventure. I wanted to be an archaeologist for crying out loud. I mean, if that's what it's really like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah. If that's what it was really like, who wouldn't want that?
But then
And
at the end, they did all that, and then and then you're just in the warehouse.
Oh.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, it's like people died. and
Oh
all
yeah,
that other stuff, you know.
got
It's like you
melted.
wonder.
People got melted.
You
I'm
wonder.
sure there are warehouses like that in the world. You know what I mean?
And
Rich people, their
and
treasure,
and the Nazis were big on that.
right,
crap.
Nazis. Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to confiscate it all for.
They were big on the occult.
The occult, yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
aliens.
The Black Sun Secret Society. And
Yeah.
all that. The,
They were into
Oh
all
no,
that
yeah,
stuff.
that's a whole.
That's all. No, I understand
That is going to
but
be
I'm just
another.
saying,
But yes,
you know, they were.
the second Indiana Jones was a little too cheesy for me.
Which one?
All right, I am sure we've all seen Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
All right, now this isn't technically about Star Wars. I mean, it is sort of, but the first three Star Wars. Let's just concentrate on those, okay?
Okay.
The original from 1977.
Yeah. The prequels.
Okay. Star Wars versus Star Trek movies. Which ones? Which one's better?
Wow.
Star Wars versus Star Trek.
Yeah. Completely different.
I think Star Trek movies. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love that fourth one, man. Save the Whales. That shit's hilarious.
Oh,
yeah.
And then Wrath of Khan is a fucking classic. And then Save Spock or whatever. Was it 3?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Better than I don't know. To me, and maybe it was because I was a kid when those movies came out, and that was the greatest special effect I'd ever seen in my life with
Star
those
Wars?
ships.
Now
Yeah.
movie. If they were gangs, right?
Okay.
And if you had all those movies and all those movies, the stronger movies are Star Trek,
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so.
right?
No.
I think so.
But
I'm just more of a Star Trek fan than a Star Wars.
Yeah?
I mean, that's,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know,
I'm just
man.
saying movie to movie, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's less of the Star Wars too, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That first Star Wars movie yet, and then we're talking special effects. I don't know if you guys remember or went to see it at the time.
Yeah.
The original Blade Runner, the
Yes.
special effect. Now was that Ridley Scott, right?
Ridley
Where
Scott.
they used models to such a way.
Miniatures? Yeah.
It was that was
Oh,
incredible.
it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rutger Hauer, he was fantastic. Even Daryl Hannah was great. They were
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You know.
Alien. I loved Alien, dude. That was another Ridley Scott. So
Yep.
good.
Oh yeah. Now, in Blade Runner, because I didn't have this on the list, but I was thinking about it now. They were all androids, right? And they were all set up for. Some were fighting
Based on
androids.
the
You know,
book.
Daryl Hannah was a
Androids.
sex android thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they were all set to expire at a certain
Right.
date, right? And that's what they were trying to stop.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the whole rebellion. Was
Yeah.
they wanted to live, you know? So
Yeah. Yeah, that's a classic.
Alright.
Fifth Element.
Did you ever see? It might be a little bit on the corny side or whatever. But did you ever see that what's his name? Timberlake did a movie that was
Alpha Dog.
Oh, was
no.
it?
With the it was kind of it was called
Oh.
Time or whatever?
Yeah.
They were playing
Never
poker
saw it,
with
but I
time.
saw the commercial
Yeah.
for it when it came
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
That wasn't terrible.
No.
Like, I
It looked
almost
good.
went to see it like, one of those situations
Yeah.
where the missus says, "Hey, let's go see this movie."
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And then you go and you go,
Yeah.
"That
That was
wasn't
good.
bad at all."
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
she enjoyed it too.
How bad, the mom didn't make it on the bus, and it was good. Yeah.
See Elysium, that one with Matt Damon, where the rich live on the thing
Yes.
in space, and the
Yeah, yeah.
poor people still live on Earth or whatever, and they
Yeah.
control them like at a distance.
I seen because the same concept was Alita Battle Angel. That had that same concept where
Never saw it.
the overlords lived above the
Yes.
ground, and they would just dump garbage onto the
Kind of
earth.
like Metropolis, the old Fritz Lang Metropolis, where the poor people are pushing the wheels at the bottom and the rich live on the paradise on top.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of good stuff.
Another
All right,
Theme.
Thomas, you ready?
This is gonna be the one I hear.
You're on your own.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
I feel so lame doing that though. I feel like I gotta just do it.
Well, you could say once you did it, you say you did it.
Dude, that
But
last
this
one
is
still
going to be. I know from what I
Yeah.
understand, this is going to be the.
Yeah, I
the
think
toughie.
Scott, you should be on camera for that one.
Oh, that's all right. No. I'm good. This one's got a little. I'm not gonna lie. This one's a punch in the face, start to finish.
Yeah.
Did your comment there say something about a little?
A what?
You said this is a little.
Punch in the face.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
little about it. I kind of want to
Punch in
nibble
the
just
throat.
to try it with y'all, but like,
Yeah, it might be a little bit on the rough
my
side.
tongue is still on fire.
Wow,
Not
okay.
that fun. Oh, God.
My
That
God.
is called the bomb.
Yeah.
The weird thing, I'm telling you right now,
Oh, shit. That's a good drawing.
the hottest one, that bomb, it's 100. The Garlic Reaper's 118,000. The bomb is 135. Hellfire is 677, and you can't even taste it. So I don't know how the bomb is only 135,
Probably
unless
just blows the shit out of your taste buds or out of your mouth, and you just can't.
Wow.
Nothing after that. Nothing.
it is. It is
Ungodly.
It's hard to describe how hot it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I don't even want to go there.
I'm happy you didn't try it because it's sold too much.
It is a lot.
I'm not. I wanted to get them all, but honestly, I did better than I thought I was going to.
You did.
Good.
You did 8 out of 10.
I did not think I was going to get that far. I've never done.
I'm
that.
sweating. My eyes are sweating.
Yeah.
My eyes are sweating.
Yeah. My eyeballs are sweating.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, have you had Duff's suicide?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
I must have had some on my fingers because I rubbed my forehead.
Don't
Now it's
rub your
burning.
head.
It's burning all right here. That's hilarious. I'm so inexperienced. with
What,
shit.
what's kind of not great for the people that are watching this, they can't see you right now, and it's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. Well, they saw me last, or no, they did. But once we get the show edited, they'll see me. It is a punch in the throat, isn't it?
It is. It's really hot. It sits there and it just punches.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah. Now, is this the one that all of a sudden it stops?
Hmm.
Is there a time limit?
5-10 minutes
Oh, is
somewhere
it
there.
really?
Yeah. So.
So I got a big like red. Is my forehead just like red and
No.
because it's like on fire right now?
I see two of you. No. It's good.
Oh my
Honestly,
God.
I've never had anything obviously hotter than that in my life.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna go rinse my face off.
This is the third time I'm eating it. I don't know why I keep doing it.
it's calming down now.
Yeah.
Then I did a lot of things too.
Oh,
Let's see. I'm curious about I've heard about the lemon juice.
I don't know if I can do it. The lemon juice. Oh,
They say it breaks down the oils.
yeah. Did it help?
It all helps temporarily.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised Jerry made it to this point.
Yeah.
Woo, good lordy.
Yeah.
Mm. This is where Will Ferrell tapped out.
Well, it's pretty good.
But again, there's no reason to. Honestly, there's nothing else that could hurt.
That's
You know?
that's a lot.
All right, to uplifting movies. That was my next category. Face.
Mad Max. We didn't even mention.
Oh,
Mad Max.
I did have it on. That was one I did forget of the. And is that an obscure movie? You think?
That's. I mean, it. What's kind of cool about that one is it puts you in a totally different world. You know.
Yeah.
So
Mad Max led to some movies and nothing that didn't look like Mad Max again. You know, we're talking about Mad Max as
Oh, I love
a
that. Yeah.
with Goose when he gets burnt. I mean, just
Yeah.
they still had hospitals in cities at the time,
Right.
and you go from Mad Max to the Road Warrior.
Right.
Right.
And then Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all great. Dude, I did not ever hear that you're not supposed to touch your face. That's us.
Well,
Smash,
no. As long as you didn't touch the
Oh,
item.
dude, it's all on fire. Like, it's funny. Like, I never
You
really
shouldn't
did
have
that.
any on your hands. You've been using a
I
fork.
know, that's why I'm like, what the hell happened? But now it's like all of a sudden. Woo.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot. See, now that's great. You brought up Mad Max because I did have it written, or I was going to write it down, and then I got distracted. But that's definitely because the original was a very low budget movie.
Yeah, it was extremely, yeah. Yeah.
And if you look at some of the special effects, they were not.
Yeah.
No.
They were not top dollar.
That's what's good about
Right.
certain good filmmakers
Right.
is like the constraints kind of inspire them. It's like you only got this much to work with. Like, we gotta do what we gotta do, and it sometimes brings out some genius.
Oh my gosh.
Brings out the creativity in people who have constraints. And if you had somebody giving them $1 billion, do
right.
whatever you want, it's like, oh, what are we gonna do?
Look what the water world.
Oh.
Right,
What a
exactly.
dumper that
Oh
was.
gosh.
And they
Everybody
gave,
did that.
them all the money he wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a dumper.
And
Everybody hated
they
that
actually put that was at Universal too. That was
Ride?
an experience that you could do there, and it just was such a dump that
Yeah.
they took it down. Oh gosh.
So did you do that last one?
No.
Oh, good.
Technically, from what I've heard, is the second last one, which
Right,
you're
that one's
very
not gonna be too
intelligently
bad.
did not do.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
But
Me
I think
too.
you went
You went to your limit.
damn far for a person that not a hot sauce
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Literally never had hot sauce before, so I mean now it's filmed
Yeah.
for posterity and later
That's
generations
right.
can look back.
All right, now since we made it to this far, we're talking about inspirational movies.
Yeah.
Your favorites.
Yeah.
I got so many, and I watched one of them last night because I'm a dork. I was watching Death Race 2000. I tried to watch Rollerball,
Yeah.
and I ended up watching Lucas.
Lucas, oh my. Yep. The football movie.
What? And that's not one of the. I don't think that's considered one of those '80s hit movies like
Right.
16 Candles,
Right.
Pretty
No,
in
no,
Pink.
no.
But
Right.
It is a popular movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Carrie Green, she was from Goonies.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen was in that movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still get choked up at the end when the kid gets the jacket. I got it. I mean, it gets me every time.
Yeah.
It's just because he's such a, he doesn't expect it.
Did the slow clap?
Oh gosh, yeah, and then and then he finally looks at Winona Ryder,
Mm-hmm.
whose name in the movie I believe is Ryder. I think
I don't remember.
starts with an R. But he finally looks at her and he sees her for like the first time. Like, hey, this girl likes me.
Right.
You know, kind of. I don't know. That's what I thought.
I'm still on fire.
Yeah. I'll skip my cup just for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
We're down to the last one, man.
And I'm here in spirit with y'all. For moral support, you know.
No, but it is tradition. And you do not have to do it. The last dab.
What's the last
You
dab?
put extra on the last one.
Everyone's done it so far.
I don't understand. You
They
just
put a
gotta
little,
more on?
yeah, I don't know why they do it or who thought it, but it was on that show.
Yeah.
And the show we're talking about, of course, is Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Fantastic show. That's where where this whole thing came from. We're
They
not
started
trying to
the
steal
idea.
their thunder. They, that's their show, their concept.
So
They're
what,
awesome.
Put another dot on there? Or two
Yeah.
dots?
As much as you want, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I guess I put 2 dots.
Oh man. Damn, dude.
You still hurting with that garlic reaper, huh?
Honestly, now it's pretty much gone, but every once in a while I'll get like a little wave of it. And honestly, just that.
Are you doing the two dots? I did 2 dots.
No.
Mike,
I've already
wait.
done it.
Cause
Wait.
Yeah.
I feel like I just got shut up.
No. My mouth is on fire, but I'm with you here, buddy. I'm
You're
going.
with me minus 2 dots.
Cayenne is really good for your blood, your
Well, good.
circulatory system and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like just cleared out and just ready to go. Like I could run a track or something. Definitely awake now. That shit
Oh.
wakes you up,
We
man.
get a little rush.
Yeah. Just the energy of the room. Just I can just feel the.
See, I'm waiting for it to. It's a slower burn.
Yeah.
Oh, this one is?
Now,
But
is that the hottest one of all of them? Is that no? Okay, so you kind of like have.
It's the hottest one I have.
Oh, that's
No.
what I'm saying. Is it the hottest in this lineup?
In this lineup, yeah.
So how many Schofields is this?
679,000.
Holy crap! And how much is this?
135.
Oh damn! So that's like insane. That's like 5,000 more. Holy crap!
Should be.
And you were saying that
No,
one doesn't.
5,000 more. No. 135,000, 679,000.
Oh my god!
It's 5
so
times
you're saying
hotter.
that this one hits way harder though? This one?
For some reason,
That's weird.
I agree.
it's crazy, right?
I agree.
That's weird.
Now, the last dab, which is the one that's $2 million that your dad bought. Everyone says it's crazy hot.
Yeah.
It's got one of the best flavors of hot sauce they ever had. I don't know how you could taste it at $2 million, but we're gonna try it. Not now.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh okay.
Mm-mm.
You're gonna have like an all-star show and everyone's gotta come back?
All right, so Lucas was on the top of my list, and then of course I had a few other movies to go over.
Inspirational movies.
Yeah,
I just wanna
Miracle.
add, Dead Poets Society.
Oh,
Yeah,
without
Oh.
a doubt. Oh my god.
Why you like that Dead Poets?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Really?
Like that?
As an inspirational movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Robert
Absolutely.
Williams is the teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's.
Most of my inspirational movies, other than Lucas, are sports related. I
Oh,
guess.
Gotcha.
Mystery Alaska.
Don't know that one.
Mm.
Never seen it. Is it good?
Mm-hmm. Rudy, obviously.
Obviously.
I mean, Rudy. Who does not get choked up at the end when they pick the kid up?
See, I thought that that's what Lucas was. I don't know Lucas, and I guess I was thinking of Rudy.
Oh, Lucas is a movie about the '80s about a kid who's in high school. He's very small.
Right.
Yeah. So
Gets
Rudy's
picked
a
on.
sociopath, though, isn't it?
No, Lucas was a slow cap in the hall.
Okay. Yeah.
Rudy, they picked him up on the field. And that was a true story. He's the only person I think in Notre Dame history to get picked up on and carried around the field after a victory.
Yeah, I never was one for sports movies. Trying to think if there was any exception to that rule here. Caddyshack. Caddyshack's a
Yeah.
sports movie. and
Wow.
That doesn't hit like a sports movie. That's
Right.
just a classic freaking.
Comedy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would recommend Mystery Alaska, which isn't really a sports. I mean, it is a sports movie, but it's about a town.
Yeah.
It's obsessed with hockey, and they play it themselves. But they're so good at it that some sports writer says that they could beat an NHL team, and it becomes a thing. And then an NHL team comes, and it's about the town setting things up. There's a lot to it. It's not just a sports movie.
Yeah.
And then Rudy, even if you hate sports, at the end of Rudy, you're standing out, you're clapping for the guy.
It's good.
You're like, come on,
Yeah.
put him in, coaches, put him in the game. You know, I mean, it's even. There's no way you can't cheer for that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, what do you think? Any movies that I missed? Class? I'm sure I missed some.
We
I
missed
didn't-
many.
I mean, we missed a lot,
Yeah.
but we covered a
We
lot
covered
too.
a lot,
I mean, we
yeah.
went from the Warriors, Death Race 2000. We did westerns. We did
Film noir.
Orson Welles, Citizen Kane. We talked about Indiana
If you-
Jones,
if
Star
you haven't
Wars.
Seen any of the movies we've listed? Go out and watch them.
Yes.
We covered many great.
So, gentlemen, we got 10 sauces up, 8 to 10 sauces down.
Yeah,
I think we did a great job and deserve some.
Slow class. Good.
All right, and until next time, this is the Incredible Awesome Show.
Oh yeah, let me
that-
plug my YouTube channel for everybody.
Go ahead.
Powerful Lies. POWERFULLIES. Powerful Lies on YouTube. Follow me there. Subscribe. All that. All right.
And our next episode, not sure what the topic will be. We've covered conspiracy theories. We've covered movies. We've just did a quick question and answer. I think that's what we're going to do next time. But until then, have a great day. Enjoy.
Peace out.